The intensity in your eyes leaves no room for doubt. It's a silent confession of desire, a magnet pulling me closer, and I'm powerless to resist. Every glance you throw my way feels like a flame, igniting a fire within me that I can neither extinguish nor deny. The way your eyes linger tells me everything you can't say aloud. It's a language only our souls can understand. There's something undeniable in the way you look at me, an unspoken promise, a plea, and a challenge, all wrapped into one. Your gaze pierces through my every defense, unraveling me until there's nothing left but raw, aching desire. It's not just the way you look at me, it's how you see through me, as if my soul is laid bare under your gaze. Your eyes speak louder than words, a symphony of desire that only my heart can truly hear. When you look at me like that, it's as if time stands still and the universe narrows down to just you and me. There's an ache in your stare, a longing so deep it reaches into my core and pulls me under. The way you look at me feels like 1,000 unspoken words, each one more intoxicating than the last. I see the hunger in your eyes, a silent confession that sparks a wildfire in my veins. Your gaze holds a promise, one that leaves me breathless and yearning for everything I can't yet have. Every look you give me is a silent plea, a seductive whisper that wraps around my heart and pulls me closer. The way your eyes lock with mine feels like a secret we're both too afraid and too excited to reveal. You don't need to say a word. Your eyes tell me everything, and I'm helplessly drawn to you. The way you look at me is a slow burn, a smoldering fire that promises nothing and everything all at once. Your gaze is a spell, one I don't want to break, even as it consumes me entirely. I can feel your desire in every glance, a magnetic pull that I'm powerless to resist. The look in your eyes speaks volumes, a love letter written in the language of longing. When our eyes meet, it's as if the world fades away, leaving only the electric current between us. Your eyes tell a story, one of passion and restraint, daring me to dive in head first. The way you look at me feels like a promise and a challenge, one I can't help but accept. Your gaze is intoxicating, a heady mix of vulnerability and confidence that leaves me reeling. Every time you look at me like that, it feels like a confession, a secret only we can share. There's a fire in your eyes, one that sets my heart racing and leaves me breathless. Your eyes are windows to a desire so intense, it leaves me aching for more. The way you look at me feels like a secret invitation, one I can't refuse. Your gaze is a magnet, pulling me in until there's no space left between us. Every glance you steal is a thread that weaves us closer together, binding us in ways words never could. The look in your eyes is a symphony of longing, a melody that echoes in my heart long after you've looked away. Your eyes hold a universe of unspoken words, and I'm ready to explore every hidden corner of it. When you look at me like that, it feels like you're undressing my soul, exposing every hidden desire. The intensity of your gaze leaves me breathless, caught between fear and exhilaration. Your eyes are a mirror, reflecting back the same hunger and longing I feel every time I look at you. The way you look at me feels like an unspoken vow, a promise I want to spend a lifetime fulfilling. Your eyes hold 1,000 questions, and my heart aches to answer every single one of them. When our eyes meet, it feels like the world disappears, leaving only the magnetic pull of our connection. Your gaze is a silent confession, a wordless plea that tugs at my heartstrings and leaves me breathless. The look you give me is a spark, igniting a fire that burns brighter with every passing moment. Your eyes speak a language only my heart understands, a dialect of longing and desire that leaves me powerless to resist. When you look at me, it's as if you're seeing every hidden part of me, and I can't help but surrender. The way your eyes linger on me feels like a touch, a caress that leaves me craving more. Your gaze is a flame, and I'm the moth drawn to its irresistible warmth. There's a story in your eyes, one of passion and restraint, and I want to be the one who writes the next chapter. The way you look at me feels like a secret we're both too afraid to speak aloud. Your eyes are a siren's call, luring me into the depths of a desire I can't escape. The look in your eyes is a dance, a seductive rhythm that pulls me into your orbit. When our eyes meet, it feels like a cosmic collision, a moment of pure, unfiltered connection. Your gaze is a confession, a silent declaration of feelings too intense to put into words. Every look you give me feels like a promise, one I'm desperate to see fulfilled. The way your eyes hold mine feels like the start of something I'm not sure I can handle, yet can't walk away from. Your gaze feels like a secret invitation, drawing me into a world where only we exist. When you look at me like that, it's as if you're unlocking a part of me I didn't know was there. Your eyes tell me stories of passion, longing, and vulnerability, and I'm captivated by every chapter. The look you give me feels like a puzzle, one I can't resist solving, even if it changes everything. Your gaze is magnetic, pulling me into a space where my only choice is to surrender completely. When our eyes meet, it feels like the universe whispers that we were always meant to find each other. There's a quiet intensity in the way you look at me, a promise and a challenge wrapped into one moment. Your eyes are a spark, igniting desires I have tried to hide, but now can't contain. When you look at me like that, it feels like you're unearthing secrets I wasn't ready to share. The way your eyes linger on me feels like a soft touch, a caress that leaves my heart racing. Your gaze holds a gravity that pulls me in, leaving me weightless and vulnerable in your orbit. Every glance from you feels like a kiss, a whisper of something deeper that neither of us dares to say aloud. When you look at me, it's as if you're tracing the outline of my soul, and I'm powerless to stop you. The fire in your eyes lights something within me that I thought had long been extinguished. Your gaze is a silent question, one that begs for an answer I'm not sure I can give, but desperately want to. When you look at me like that, it feels like you're painting my world in colors I've never seen before. Your eyes are a mirror, reflecting back all the desire and fear I try so hard to hide. The intensity of your gaze is a melody, playing the song of my heartstrings with every passing second. Your look is a whispered promise, a secret vow that leaves me aching for more. When our eyes lock, it's as if the air around us thickens, heavy with everything we're too afraid to say. Your gaze is like a wildfire, consuming every rational thought and leaving only raw, unfiltered emotion. The way you look at me feels like the beginning of something wild and unpredictable, yet completely irresistible. Your eyes hold the kind of intensity that makes my heart race and my breath catch in my throat. When you look at me, it's as if you're peeling back the layers of my soul, seeing me in ways no one else ever has. Your gaze is a force of nature, unstoppable and all-consuming, pulling me into your world without hesitation. The look you give me is a spark that ignites a firestorm, leaving me breathless and longing for more. When our eyes meet, it feels like a cosmic connection, as if the stars themselves conspired to bring us together. Your eyes speak volumes, a language of desire and longing that only my heart can understand. The way you look at me feels like a question and an answer all at once, leaving me dizzy with its intensity. Your gaze is a whisper of all the things we could be, a silent promise that leaves me yearning for more. When you look at me like that, it feels like you're daring me to take a leap I'm terrified to make. Your eyes are a song, a melody that dances in my heart long after you've looked away. The way you look at me feels like a confession, a silent truth that neither of us can deny. Your gaze is a magnetic pull, drawing me closer even as I try to keep my distance. When our eyes lock, it's as if the rest of the world fades, leaving only the intensity of our connection.